I went to my local mall. I was just walking around until I noticed one of those retro video game stores in front of me. I went inside. There wasn't anything really interesting. There's some toys and swords and stuff like that about the games until I started sourcing the bargain bin to find anything that interested me. I found 2 games that really interested me. A copy of the original Sonic the Hedgehog for the Sega Genesis and a Team Friendship game. I had already paid Sonic 1 on the Game Boy Advance in the Sonic Mega Collection. I was really familiar with Team Friendship because I'm a really big fan of it, and I even tune in every week to watch a new episode on ID Productions On Demand, the box art episode. All of Team Friendship standing in front of Friendship County with Nab rooming over him. I was really debating on what game I wanted to buy, and then I decided to pick the Team Friendship game. I went to the front yard and the toy told me to buy both. When I got home, I decided to pay the Team Friendship game in the Sega Genesis that I got for my birthday. It started with a ID Productions On Demand logo before transitioning to the title screen, with a lot like Sonic without the Team Friendship in the circle, and the music sounded like the Sonic title screen music. I started to believe this was actually a ROM hack, and somebody just resent Sonic 1 to Team Friendship game. On the banner, instead of having the word Sonic, it had the words Team Friendship Adventures. I decided to press the start button and a title card popped up which said Friendship Hillzone. It reminded me a lot of Keen Hillzone from Sonic 1. The music even sounded like Keen Hillzone, and the level looked a lot like Keen Hillzone as well. It was really weird because in the actual Team Friendship whips in a pretty suburban pace. I paid as Ballerina because he is the default character, but you could also unlock the other characters as well. I saw an enemy that looked almost like a buzz bomber, and you collected balls instead of rings. If you got 50 balls, a dying ball will appear at the end of the level. You could dump into to access the special states, also just like Sonic. I was able to have 50 balls by the end of the level and access the special states. Works exactly like in Sonic 1, but the background had been fists and birds, so the normal pistol Team Friendship, like on the box art. Instead of collecting Chaos emeralds, you collected the Dip Dap emeralds from the store. I was able to collect the Dip Dap emerald, and it seemed like I would always access the special states at the end of every stage. I felt like I was gonna get all 6 of them. When I got to Act 3, the boss fight was similar to Sonic, but instead of that defeating Dr. Robotnik, you had to fight Nab, who was a boss. The next zone was the original one this time. It showed a title card saying Friendship County High, which looked like close to the soon the soul. The music sounded like Marble Zone, and the zone would end when you got to the science lab. Act 2 started you off outside the science lab, and you had to navigate the 2 hallways like in Act 1. But then the music stopped. There's nothing but silence except for you dump, and when you did a power dash spin dash. I noticed that there was blood on the walkers and on the floor. When Ballerina dumped, you hear a really creepy swish sound. Suddenly, the blood under disappeared and the music turned back on. In Act 3, I reached the cafeteria where the floor broken and I only had 2 dashes on both sides. Under the floor was a purple cube with Nab tried to pick up and shoot at the pail. I successfully defeated him, and I had completely forgotten about the scary moment. I moved on to the next stage with a title card theme, Cyberbase. It was a location that hadn't been seen in the show, and it looked like a base with platforms and wires that you had to walk on. The music sounded like Spin Yard Zone, and if you fell down one of the platforms, you fell down to the floor, which had electrical holes all over. It reminds me of the coils that appears in the Wacky Walk Bands and Sonic CD. But obviously, this was a Sonic 1 ROM hack. Act 2 was pretty much the same thing. I got to Act 3. I got tapped in the room where Nab would tie the down bars that would explode with the same purple hoop that was used in the Friendship County High boss fight. I successfully defeated Nab, moved on to the next zone. Title card Red City Zone. zone. I ended up in a place with a beautiful city in the background. It looked like expensive county. It reminded me of Route 99 from Sonic Advance 3. The music sounded like Raven Zone. Was it the worst one in Sonic 1? Act 2 was pretty much the same thing, and when I got to Act 3, I got tapped by barriers like in cyberbase. Different cars started appearing and went back and forth like on a highway. Different color nab-nabs were diving them. And you had to hit all of them to try to find out which one was the real nab-nab. It was a pretty fun boss fight. I noticed the purple nab-nab and dumped on him and moved on to the next zone. The title card read Tiki West. I ended up in a beast with Tiki Sass, User, and Palm Tea. It reminded me of the Beast House, which is where Team Fensive lives in the new upcoming series of Mr. Island. So I knew that because I had read a ID Production Man newspaper talking about this, so I helped him. Palm Tea to Palm Tea with the platforms that were hidden in the teas. The music sounded like Starlight Zone, and by the end I had collected all 6 Dip Dab emeralds. I was curious to see what happened when you caught them all. I moved on to, when I got to Act 3, there were 2 parties on both sides, and Nab would try to drop down coconuts on you. I defeated him and moved on to the next stage. The title card read Aquatic Base. This reminded me of the zone from the same name from Sonic 06. It was like what the name said, a base house on the water. Unfortunately, there were some water segments where you had to go to purple water, and it was scary when the sounding music started to play. Luckily, there were a bunch of air pockets. The music sounded like Swap Bane Zone. Act 2 was basically the same, but had computers with arms and legs as enemies. When I got to Act 3, a city zone with a Arthur K. Saskin Coliseum. There were also parts with purple water as well. Here was a spin that will bounce you back up. The title card read Final Zone, like in Sonic 1. Here were barriers, here were barking you, like in cyberbase, and Nab were tied to stop the bars with purple coop in him. I successfully defeated Nab, and I ended up in Fensive Hill Zone. All of the Dip Dab was went into Ballerina, and her body turned yellow. This one was called Super Ballerina, and the shadow started to roll. I decided to play the camera hand as Super Ballerina. I started in Fensive Hill Zone, but something was off. Every time Super Ballerina looked at the camera, her eyes would turn red. Supersonic does have red eyes in Sonic Adventure, but not going red. When I got to Fensive County High Act 2, I was wondering if I could cut past the ball faster. Luckily, I was correct, but whenever she tossed the counter, it would make that same swishing sound. I was able to heal Cyberbase City Zone, Tiki West, and Aquatic Base in Final Zone with no problem. After I got past Final Zone, a title card popped up. It said the Secret Zone. I ended up in Fensive Hill Zone, and it was scary dark. The only indication where you were is when lightning moved fast. The sound was a sound really slowed down, probably a sonic sound. Until all of Fensive Hill Zone lit up with sunshine, Team Fensive popped up. He said, "Surprise!" Batman said. "Our pranks really worked on you." Kevin Fiddle said, "Thank you for playing this game." Ballerina said, "You kind of scared me a little." He said, "We're sorry if you scared you, ha ha." It was so cool that Team Fensive actually had voice lines in this game. A pixelated boss in a Beast House Pesticide Pain was a good song. I had recognized it when I had paid the Sonic Gems collection for the GameCube and paid Sonic CD because it uses the instrument so you could do anything from Sonic CD. The real character tool. I might have imagined it, but I swear right before I turned the game off, I saw Batman's eyes flicker red for a second. It was a really cool game, except for the scary parts, which ended up to be a dork in the end. I really thank the person for creating this ROM hack. Now time for the review. So this story was a pretty great story. I loved how it cycled in between the scary parts. It was it like didn't have any savory pasta at all. It might not even be considered a creepypasta because of how it doesn't have many savory parts, and it could just be considered as a really cool story just talking about this who came that somebody found. So because of that, I'll be rating it a 10 out of 10 because I liked how it's like limiting the food elements and the savory elements, and I like how it really wasn't a creepypasta, but sort of it's more of its own thing. See you on the next creepypasta, and bye bye.